Morisette and I did this whole process, it was just really having conversations and being
Mm-hmm.
like, "Hey, babe, what's on your mind today? What's on your heart?
Yeah.
What would you want to sing about?" And she would just throw either titles or subjects, or I want to sing about this or sing about that, and it would just be okay. So then just kind of like meditate on those topics and stories, and then try to translate it
Yeah.
into songs. And then she would come in and either write the second verse or help me with the chorus and stuff like that. And that's how that process was for the whole EP. And so, like, even with that, right? Because I didn't start writing out from my own perspective. It was always writing songs from other people's perspective or other people's eyes, which now helped this whole process.
Absolutely. So I want to go into that in depth, actually, the whole songwriting process for the EP. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about, so you kind of mentioned your first song, and then where you are today. So like, did you write for yourself a lot? Did you write for other people? Like, how did you get to where you were writing with Morisette? And maybe I don't even know if you want to touch on how you guys met, and into like maybe kind of like I want to hear like that like in between stage, and then I want to talk about where we got to writing these songs and stuff.
So, actually, believe it or not, Morris is the first artist that I have ever really like co-written stuff with. Before that, it was really just writing stuff, and I guess for myself, really. Um, and then it was kind of like, okay, my where I am in life right now as a songwriter and an artist is like, these are my songs. So I didn't really have anyone in particular to like sing it or pitch my songs to and stuff like that. But people had always encouraged me at different points in my life, like, hey, why don't you like write for this person or that person and this. But I guess like earlier on, it was really just I didn't see myself as a songwriter writing for other people. Like I really wanted to be like a songwriter who sang my own songs.
Hmm.
So that was really how, and I just would keep writing constantly. Um, and then when Morissette and I met, and it was even way before The Voice that we had met, but we got close on The Voice because we had known each other. We had even done a collaboration before that, and then when we got onto The Voice and we were on the same team, so we were the only ones on the team that really knew each other. So as like an introvert, I stuck with the person that I was familiar with because I didn't like I've always had a hard time with like small talk and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, like I can like at least sit down and have a conversation with this person. So that's kind of how it started. So all the late night tapings and stuff like that, we were the ones that were like sitting next to each other and just talking about music and whatnot. And so after that, we had really just kept in touch. And so when I'd write a song or have something new, I'd just share it with her, like, hey, what do you think? And it was funny because as our friendship progressed, she would actually throw out like little suggestions here and there, and I would encourage her, hey, why don't you start like writing songs or something? But she was like, it was something that she wasn't comfortable with at the time. So, but she would give me like really good lines and stuff, and I would just tell her, I says, look, you're like you gave me the best line of the song. So how can you not call yourself, or at least like go into that direction? So um I would just keep doing that basically. Um and there's maybe like a handful of songs that I co-wrote with some of my other friends, but never really got released or anything. So this is like Signature is really the first published stuff that I had like co-written with another artist. And I mean, that was like the easiest because we'd already been together and already just super comfortable with that. And
So
yeah, that's how that whole thing happened.
yeah, interesting. That it's amazing. It's kind of cool to see the progression.